Right, let's get the game up and we'll get started. I did not read the content warning list, but if you feel you need to, please do so. I am actually going to pin that message. I can't pin that message on OBS's chat window. Wonderful, wonderful. Let me... There we go. There. So if anyone needs the content warnings, this game has not started in full screen. Can I Alt-Enter? I can. Wow, okay. Now that I've made it full screen, OBS should pick it up momentarily. There we go. Wonderful. Great when things work. Right. English, please. I don't know how much of this game is voiced. I've purposely avoided stuff about this game because I heard it was wonderful. In a horror-y kind of way. Yeah, this is a horror game. Flickering images, parallax effects. Okay. They keep a list of content warnings on their website, which is what is pinned. Thank you, Zixki. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. What? Are you sure? I mean, you don't have to say, Nessa. We'll find out as soon as we hit new game, won't we? Right. Accessibility. Oh, I like how this is in a very clear screen. Does that actually... Ah, that does change the font. Okay. Self-voicing. I have no idea what these options mean. I will just return. Right, preferences. What does CTC stand for? I don't want to auto advance text. Do we want to turn any of these visual effects off for ease of viewing for anyone? Because I truly don't mind if someone would prefer no flickering images. Blinking click to continue. Oh, okay. That's fine then. You'd prefer no flickers? Alright, there we go then. I'll turn that off. I'm sure it won't affect the enjoyment of the game, and I'd rather you have a comfortable time watching. Right. Should we just go then? Controls? Oh, there is a quick save and quick load. But if there's no wrong choices or premature endings, then I feel like we'll just say fuck it, we ball. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Got it. Okay, simple enough.
You're here to slay her.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh. Well, that sucks. Can't help but notice my mouse cursor is a rather clawed hand. Kind of lizardy. I approve. Oh, my choice. Oh wow, that's a lot of choices. Sweet! I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la Revolution!
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Now, I'll just turn my opacity down, because I am covering the subs. So I will do that to help increase readability.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Are we? I mean, seems like a weird place for a princess to be kept.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, alright, if you say so. I guess I shall proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and
Very
the floor and walls
minimalist.
are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
And thank you, Pank. I managed to buy this for myself because we achieved over 100% of the monthly goal, so I had some spending money. So I was like, what games do I really want to play? Slay the Princess. So I grabbed this, and I put it up to vote alongside everyone else's suggestions, and it won the vote by like 2-1. Second place had 10 votes, and this had 20 votes, so quite the popular choice.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I came here to kill someone unarmed. I don't sound very prepared, but alright, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Fair enough. It would probably be a bit messier. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the
Like my
room
cursor
below.
changed.
This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her
Yeah, she's
voice
probably having a
carries
bad
up the
time.
stairs.
I'll put her out of misery. It's all good.
Who's there?
Is that you, princess?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
I mean, you said she was gonna end the world, so I would assume she probably wants to manipulate me. No, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna continue
Good.
on in.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding
Only
her
one
to the
wrist.
far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
Look, with a game like this, it's literally called Slay the Princess. I've been told she's a threat to the world. She's manipulative. I've come down here with a knife. I might be some kind of lizard person. I know it's a horror game, so she's probably messed up in all kinds of ways.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Nuh-uh. You just believe the narrator? Look, for all I know, everyone's manipulating me. But with a game with so many endings... Oh well, it said no premature endings. So... I'm not sure how that's going to work.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I don't know, this knife...
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right?
Uh-huh.
And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? Are you sure she's not armed? Can we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade. Drop the blade. Slay the princess. Don't just go right in and stab her. I was challenged too. What the heck? I came here to do a job. Let's do the job. Stab her.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
No hesitating. She'll take advantage.
You feel
There you
flesh
go.
easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep.
Yo, have I
into
got
her heart.
feathers? Am I a bird person?
Oh,
Yep. Job done.
this is it, isn't it?
I suppose it is.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
I was hoping.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Well, thanks for coming to this stream of Slay the Princess. We have successfully slayed the princess in less than 10 minutes. What shall we play next? Oh yeah, she's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
Looks dead. Alright, see ya.
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone.
I mean, yeah.
Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good.
The greater
One
good.
of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get over it.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah, just a nice hot bath, wash over you like it's nothing.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Yay.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find.
Oh.
Instead, what you find is nothing at all.
Oh,
Where a
I'm in the
lush forest
void.
stood mere minutes ago. The only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Did the world end while I was in here?
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them.
Oh.
Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good.
Everyone.
Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
The sacrifice I had to make to save the world was lock myself into the void? Yeah, I might as well get some fishing done. Oh, okay.
I'm so glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
No, I do. I am now a homeowner in the void. I'll take that.
Psst. Hey. We're not just going to stay here forever, right?
Oh, of course we are. I like it here.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
Oh, yeah, I'm very happy.
Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence.
Neat.
Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Yay. Yay, good ending. You did it. You saved everyone. I did it. Yeah, a round of applause for me. Oh, I'm good at video games, me. Oh. Woo! I did it. Ah. Wonderful. Ah. Good game. There's a console port for this too. Congratulations! 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 Congratulations. Oh my gosh, Alright, where's the fake out then? Thank you for playing. Here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI.
Iggy.
Yay. Look, it's me we're talking about here. I'm most likely going to be trying to lay the princess because I may be very gay. True, but I did just stab her. What do I hit? Just hit continue then? Oh no, just continue just puts me here. Okay, that was a premature ending. New game.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that
Right, let's try
cabin
that again.
is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Mm-hmm. Am I getting paid?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Okay. So what kind of end of the world are we talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You
Yeah, it
have
is
to
a bit
put an
problematic.
end to her.
How is she going to do that if she's locked up?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Oh, can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Uh-huh. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Can't someone else do it?
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Wait, what if I just leave?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Valerie
Nope.
needs water.
Stop slouching.
I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Let me get my drink.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange.
Oh.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Am I in some sort of cabin-in-the-woods pocket dimension? Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Look,
It's
I'm
remarkably
exploring.
selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
To death? Oh, you ain't emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at
Yeah,
that? You're
yeah.
at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Just slay the princess, Stanley. Yeah, well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Yeah, all right,
And
see
here
ya.
we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
The cabin's following me.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realise that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
I think I've broken reality again.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Okay, is it too late to go inside?
Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
I mean, you gotta admit it's pretty funny.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Yay! Wait, what?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Infinite cabins? We've solved homelessness. Is that a wall?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
You're patching the world for my next attempt so I don't do what I did last time. Is that what I'm doing? Is that what's going on? You're railroading me.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what
Contrarian?
we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
I've got many voices in my head. This is the Disco Elysium of visual novels.
The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and
And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Yep, okay. Heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely gonna slay that princess.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right?
Shit.
Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Well, one option.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors,
that's weird.
all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite
Overlapping
visible
cabins.
enough for the place to make any sense.
Sick.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
That's a fair point. I feel like we're gonna need a bit more power.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
The reason why we need a slayer? She's gonna end the world.
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
Ignore the stressful geometry.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
Yeah, I've got a fairly large sanity bar. I'm good.
Okay, I'm fine.
I don't have much health, but I've got big sanity.
Good. Now, whenever you're ready,
Usually.
we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's
Well,
the
it's
table,
right there.
The blade sitting on the table and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe it clean?
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Rub the wall. Good wall.
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Alright, well, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Hold blade the other way.
You switch your grip on the blade.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better?
Yeah, I agree. It's better.
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Throw blade out window.
Yes! Do it!
Is the voice of the contrarian just Greb?
Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that.
I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon.
What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Oh, well, in we go. Hey,
The
so
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down.
Does gravity still exist?
The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
Yeah, getting up all these stairs every morning's gotta suck.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
Okay.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby.
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
Yeah, probably.
We don't even have a weapon.
True.
But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure.
And what's that?
That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
The harsh stairs, the center stairs, or the soft stairs? I'll take the soft ones, thanks.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern that you might slip or tumble or lose your way.
Oh, wonderful. What a lovely staircase.
But the further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight.
Oh, the stairs are going to kill me now, are they?
The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought.
Yeah, I can't say I've been eaten by stairs before, but I guess there's a first time for everything.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Did I just unravel
Consumption
reality
and betrayal,
again?
Skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity.
And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
Hi.
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here.
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down.
You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems... normal.
Yo, so I was just pulled apart and put back together again. Do you have any idea what that was all about?
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures.
I just can't
Where there
stop
was once
breaking
just one of
reality.
her, there is now another.
We can do that?
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter?
Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them.
No thoughts,
It's not
head
already
empty.
too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now.
Only Bimbo Lizard here.
Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
How would I even do that? Why is all of this the same? This is like 3 different options at the same time. Oh, that's going to break reality, isn't it? I'm going to simultaneously free her, leave her, and think about the blade I discarded.
Wait, that's not right. Go on.
Yeah.
Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Oh, she looks happy there. That's,
Find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish.
I simultaneously perform all these options.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
But this...
We can't...
Do you not have anything witty to say?
Oh, she's
Could use a good bit of wit
amalgamizing.
right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
Falls apart?
I think he's gone.
We were never going to salvage this, were
Oh,
we?
the narrator's dead.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it does look a bit uncomfortable. I guess we're in real body horror hours here now. How many fingers do you have per hand? That's worse than an AI interpretation of a hand. I think you need some help, young lady.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
I don't think I'm qualified.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Oh no, the consequences of my actions.
Please.
I'll do my best. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She's gone, replaced with something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's so loud in the void. The narrator's gone.
It is. Does that mean the world ended? What are we supposed to do now?
I think I should look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No. Don't do that.
I'm gonna do that.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Look, if we're in a void and the only thing here is a mirror, I'm gonna end up looking at it eventually. Now I'm gonna go to it. You approach the mirror. Gaze at self. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You are at the cabin. That doesn't look like a cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You know, first I kill her, and now I've turned her into an indescribable body horror with 50 hands. I don't think I'm very good at my job, you know. Hey, do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Uh-huh. Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Okay. Is the world ending?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Fair point. Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
So what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Right.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
How many pieces of you do I need to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Are you trying to tell me I have to complete every ending? Aren't you... I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
I mean, if we're gonna get into the basic laws of thermodynamics that state that matter cannot be truly destroyed or created by itself, then yeah, sure. But you're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
And what if I don't let you do this?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage?
Gonna be honest, you've kind of lost me at this point.
You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Oh. The game closed. Alright. Let's jump back in then.
Valerie, it's time to hydrate.
And
Stop
hydrate.
slouching.
You have returned to me.
Uh.
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Right back in. Okay. Make me forget then. Wait, how much will I forget though?
Everything.
Oh.
Until we meet again.
Alright then, let's go for it.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the
I
basement
immediately
of that
got
cabin
one of the weirdest
is a
routes.
princess.
All I did was just be a total contrarian to try and piss off the narrator. It wasn't that hard. Thank you for following. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day.
You're here to slay her.
Yeah,
If
I've
you
never
don't,
touched this game before.
It will be the end of the world.
Like, you can look at my Steam, like, I'm getting the achievements right now. As soon as I rebooted the game, I got I never left your side. Attempt to outwait your destiny. Whatever that means. You can skip previously seen dialogue. Okay. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
I think I'm gonna have a try to chat to her this time.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of...
Okay. I'm not going to take the blade, because I feel like if I go down there and she sees me holding a blade, she's probably not going to believe me about just wanting to chat. And I just want to sit down, just want to talk to her. Just going to talk to her.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place.
I'm sorry, hero, but your princess is in another cabin.
A hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're
maybe
playing
you're
a
the
dangerous
manipulator,
game
buddy.
by coming here unarmed.
Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
Can I get you anything?
Walk down the stairs and lock eyes
egg?
with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Hold on, I just want to chat a bit first. There's no rush.
Okay.
If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
I think it has a lot to do with things. Like, are you like a human?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
Like, how long have you been here?
Okay,
Have you
but
been surviving?
Actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
I don't think I can carry on that line of inquiry. Alright, so what's your name?
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Your name is just your title?
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Okay, we're going in circles here.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Down here long enough to forget your name would
Okay,
imply a
that's
very
weird.
long time. Which makes it even weirder that she's not been eating or drinking.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Now, I'll come up with a name for you. I'm going to call you Glumbo. Alright, Glumbo. So apparently you're supposed to end the world, and I was sent here to kill you, but I don't know if I really want to do that. I wanted to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest.
Princess
I've been
Blumbo
down here
Princess.
for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Uh-huh.
I
Not
don't
told me much
trust
of
that.
anything.
And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She
I
has
mean,
a
I've already
point.
seen some shit,
We're
lady.
talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Yeah, what if I just chill out with you here for a bit? Like, I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't know enough to set you free, so how about I just sit here with you for a bit?
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive
You've
is
been
too
here for
risky.
eons already,
If you don't deal with her
apparently.
soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
Okay, you befriend the princess. Really? After she says that? Like, she is immediately just making a Phoenix Wright villain turn right now.
You
Look at her
have
eyes.
to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
No, murder. Right, I guess I'm gonna go get the blade.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. Fine, turn your back on me, but it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly
All right,
creep down
I'm
the
coming
basement
back.
stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat
Oh.
only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
Well, that's a mite concerning, isn't it?
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Yeah, I think we got off on the wrong foot. Do you think we can start over?
Oh, you coward!
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
All right, well, I feel like if I run away, she's going to trap me. I feel like we have to fight. Let's finish this.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Close the door behind me.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
I'll wait.
Oh, do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long
I feel like she's going to
time.
wait to ambush
I'm very
me.
good at waiting.
You do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually, exhaustion starts to set in. Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
I wasn't expected to be waiting that long. All right.
You step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor.
Yeah. Don't think that was going to end well either way, was it?
The ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade.
Ah,
It
bollocks.
slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
I feel like I'm going to be hearing that line a lot.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a
I tried to
princess.
friend her. And
You're
then she
here
went
to slay
cuckoo
her.
caca, and
If
so
you
I
don't,
just thought I'd go
it
stab
will
her,
be
and
the
then she
end of the world.
ate me. Alright, I'm getting deja vu again here.
Terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else
Voice of
must
the
have trapped us
hunted.
here. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Alright.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Yeah, she will
cheat
lie and
as
cheat.
a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
My third voice, like, to do with how the first chapter goes? Because I got hunted here and I got contrarian last time, so I guess it's just the voice depends on my actions.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
In we go again.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Again, you imply
What are
there
you
is no
talking
mirror.
about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cap, but there was a mirror a second, and now it's
Same.
gone. You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The The door to the basement creaks open,
Oh, it's becoming
revealing
cavernous.
what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
You know, if there's a warm rock and some sun at the bottom of all this, I'd be happy.
She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
I showered
She sounds almost
somewhat recently.
impatient. Or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit.
Yo, is that
The
a
walls
tail?
are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess.
Are you sure?
She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves,
Hello.
staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
Joke's on you, princess. I like it when women talk to me like this.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
You know, we don't have to kill each other, you know.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous. Princess lunges from the
I guess we
shadows,
do.
her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured.
Ah, that was quick.
I guess that's it then, isn't it? Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you.
I still have a knife.
Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
You spoke when you needed to act.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting,
Oh
then
dear.
burn as the acid begins.
I should probably
its
cut my
slow
way
work.
out before I get digested.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you
Give me a
don't
choice.
belong
I'll
down here.
cut my way out.
You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards. the distant creaking of ancient wooden
Well, I
steps
guess we're
barely
going
audible
upstairs.
over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Oh, that was your plan.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here?
Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something. You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive.
Yeah, that's my
Or
plan.
we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If
What
she
kind of
needs
hero
us in order
talks
to
like
leave,
that?
we could at least deny her that.
That is a bad thing to do.
Screw you, slay yourself. Dig with the steel claw.
Though you have little
Yeah.
room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Your body is violently jostled, the
Oh dear.
disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
Keep digging.
You slice again, deeper,
I
rooting
am
through her
melting.
meat with the tip of your blade, until at last it finds her beating heart.
Yeah, I think if we stab that, we might be good.
The pulling returns to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
You
Lunge
can't hold
at
me
the heart.
forever.
Slay the princess.
Though your body is dissolving, eroding into unrecognizable shapes, your will drives it forward. You have a target, and you will strike it.
We're too late, aren't we? This isn't survival. This is spite.
You're damn right, it's spite and I'm full of it.
No,
Stab.
it's something better. It's fulfilling a noble destiny. Your lone, functioning arm lashes out, stabbing up towards the princess's heart.
So you found a way to kill me. Then we'll die together. And I will see you again soon.
With those prophetic words, you do not draw another breath, your body tangled and melting in the cooling folds of the princess's flesh. Everything goes dark, and you die. But at least you've saved the world. I hope.
Yeah, on the bright side. Save the world.
Valerie needs water.
Thank you.
Stop slouching.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
Here on this run, or like here total?
I think this is our third?
Third this run, yes.
That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2.
Yeah.
If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
I got eaten by her and stabbed her in the heart.
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one.
Oh.
But you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
Oh. I like that. I don't feel so small anymore when you put it like that.
That's because you aren't small, even if you act that way. We're both so much more together than we were apart. And we can be so much more still. Vast. Unfathomable.
You're not mad at us for stabbing you in the heart, are you?
So I now have the voice of the opportunist.
No. Are you mad at me for swallowing you whole?
A little bit.
Not really.
No, I
You
am.
seem so petty right now.
I'm not too fond of being eaten without consent.
She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you
Little war
feel it?
between friends? No! I'm not a fan! Why does everything I play, I end up getting eaten at some point? Why is this such a recurring theme? I don't like this. I'm supposed to be me, and you're supposed to be something that isn't me.
How could you say that? Look at us. We're almost everything. And we can be even more than this. Don't you feel our potential?
No, you're spot on. You exist, and not as some part of a gestalt entity mushed together with bits of you and the princess. You're an individual. You exist as your own self, complete with your own physical body, separate from hers.
I'm not so sure about that. We were something like that once, but now?
And if thinking about that isn't enough to startle you back to reality, consider this. The princess ate you last time. Stop passively vibing with a literal predator and remember that you're enemies. Remember what she's done to you and how much it hurt.
Yeah, it probably hurt quite a bit.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now?
Again,
So
mixed
petty.
vibes, princess.
We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
I can feel a thumping. A heartbeat.
You got your food, what's happening? I got eaten, so I stabbed her in the heart from the inside, and now we're in some kind of weird dimension where our consciousnesses or physicality seems to be merging, one or the other, perhaps both, I don't know.
Like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more
I did
we
get
pay
eaten, yes,
attention.
and I died.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
I think we should hear out whatever it is that's trying to be heard. I like to take all options into account before making any big decisions, and what's the harm in just listening?
Gaze at the terror in my heart or bury it. You know, if you're presented with an unknowable abyss, generally the advice is don't stare into it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Please, don't make us remember how I was.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten.
Yeah, that's a fair opinion.
I'd forgotten how much it burned. And the air was so hard to breathe. She didn't care. She didn't care at all.
All of that digging with the knife, and we didn't even get to win. That was hard work. I wanted to win. And what's the point of being part of a larger whole if we're not the one in charge of that whole? As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body.
Yes.
You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
No, I devoured you. I won. I put things back the way they were supposed to be.
Some division, when sown, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were.
I'm
A
back.
cavern comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole.
Really? Even the house is eating me now?
And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the
Yeah, that
princess.
looks painful.
A wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
I feel empty, don't you?
Yeah, I think you should have some, generally more organs than that.
I feel safe. She isn't dangerous anymore. We could leave her. We could both live.
Bitch, she ate us.
Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill. Do we have to do this? You have to. You know you have to.
Cut her free? What even is there of her to be free? Nah, I'm full of spite and piss. Let's slay her.
You raise the blade, taking aim at her heart. And then you strike.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you better be. Oh, here we go with the hands again. Alright. But you never see her die. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror.
Did you have to capitalise
Why is
piss?
it here? Why now?
Oh, this is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Don't worry, you'll be back eventually.
Death. Real death. You'd better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. Have I? What even am I? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Okay, I guess that's the end of another route. Are you the same as you were before, or what's changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
You could just say you've grown as well, you know. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own.
Can I not do?
They are
Wait,
useless to us now.
I can't replay
Inaccessible.
bits?
The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Oh. Why are you being kind to me?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you feel, though? Because these vessels I'm bringing you, I've kind of been stabbing them a fair bunch.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How much more do I need to do?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build a pond. My
A lot,
waters
then.
are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. I will transcend in due time, and there is no way forward but to contribute to my awakening.
Cool. What if I attack you now? Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Okay. Can I destroy myself? You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Okay. So I'm reliant on her to send me back each time. I'm literally powerless in this dimension. Right. Alright, let's go again then.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Yeah.
You're on a path in the woods.
Yeah. Alright. Let's just go.
You make your way up the
I'm gonna see if I can free her this time.
The door to the...
Yeah. I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the
Hi.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
Yeah, I bet it has been. Literally.
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Alright, let's see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just don't eat me again.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Unfortunately.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Valerie needs
yeah.
water.
Stop slouching.
Alright, I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe I can find the key. And if not, maybe I can find something to break these chains of love.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Oh, that's
You hear the
unfortunate.
click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Hello? Let me out.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Uh-huh.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
I mean, I would have if you let me out the door.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
Okay.
before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb
We're
with the
doing this again,
determination
except
of a trapped
I'm watching.
wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I feel like she's already kind of... Well, it's my only choice. Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment,
I guess I'm cutting
you
the
place
rest of your
blade
arm off
against the
for you.
ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind me doing this.
The blade is sharp,
But,
and
oh.
it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
Yeah, we're gonna need to cauterize that. You're gonna bleed out real quick.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Not sure if that's a symptom of shock or if you're immune to shock. But you kind of did that with no hesitation, so I assume you're fine.
No, she didn't. She smiles
All
softly
right.
as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
All right, let's go.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess
Whoa,
approaches the bottom
wait,
stair,
wait, what?
your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
I seem to have lost my will. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
How do you know that? We've known each other for 5 minutes in this run-through.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Is she gonna
I'm
stab
sorry.
me now?
I'll try to be quick.
Yeah, she's gonna stab me now. Alright.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Damn, you could have stabbed a bit better.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you goofball.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and
Four
you
times?
feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
She's not very good at this.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
Stabitha.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alright. Onwards and upwards.
You're on a path.
Hey look,
in
I'm
the
alive
woods.
again. Here we go
And at the
again.
end of that path is a cabin.
Let's go save
And in the
Princess
basement of that
Stabitha
cabin
Blumbo.
is a princess.
That's her full name now.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time,
Voice
did
of
he?
the smitten.
If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Let's go.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Alright, let's go. Oh my god, Lauren.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant.
Yo, 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 what's up my eggs? Today we're playing Slay the Princess, starring Princess Stabitha Blumbo III Hyper Championship Edition Duodecim Final Mix featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series and Knuckles. There. Oh, that completely interrupts the line.
The blade is your implement. You'll need
Looks
it
more
if
like
you
a
want to
castle
do
than a
this
shack
right.
now. Alright. Such enthusiasm, I know, didn't I? Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I mean, you're gonna give it me anyway, even if I ignore
if we're
it.
to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies. Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us. Again. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall.
What are you talking about?
Still nothing.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you...
But there was a mirror a second. Now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a lovely
the door
day,
to the
Dark
basement
Dragon.
creaks
Dragon,
open, revealing an
not dark.
intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the
it's
torches
very
positioned along
fancy
the
now.
walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
You're going to say that regardless of the state of things, aren't you? This is the most built-up basement we've had. I'm doing okay.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
I think I'm past the initial stage of existential dread the game instilled in me, and now we're just exploring choices.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
Oh dear.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
But you said this was a love story.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
Yep.
That's right,
Got
villain.
stabbed.
And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Mm-hmm.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of
We're destroying so
incomprehensible
many
devastation
worlds.
behind you. This is horrible.
I guess we saved one, though, with the good ending, right? Sorry about last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
If you say so,
I
buddy.
think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Do I have to cut you out again? I really didn't like that.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
But I'd rather not.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird? She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Did you end the world after you killed me?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
At least you're being honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist. The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
I was just expressing a bit of neutrality.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long.
She's got perfect hands. They're small and dainty, and they can fit in a butthole. Heart. Thank you, Lauren. That was awful. Why'd you make me say that?
If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable, and our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we rescued our beloved.
Alright, what's the worst that could happen? Let's rescue her again.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes.
Again.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings.
That worked?
That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Is this reality just shaped by belief?
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
Yay!
Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
I don't know. I've never gotten this far and not died. I guess we leave. And then we got loads of time to figure out what we want to do. Do you want to start a Minecraft server?
That sounds perfect.
As the princess takes
I know
your
this
hand
really
in
cool
hers,
mod pack.
you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
Do you have any games on your phone? The Princess Stabitha Blumbo?
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made, and this is happening.
Share cheese. Oh, Gwen,
You don't have
too
to
far.
mope about it.
Too far. One step at a time, okay?
I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand.
Oh, isn't
Look
that
at the way
cute?
she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Yeah, we've never actually been able to leave.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair! We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
This really is the Elba playthrough, isn't it?
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door is open. Are
Power
you
of
kidding
belief!
me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober. You know, if
I'm about to doom the
door
world,
is really
probably.
going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
Duh. Right, we're leaving. Let's
Yes,
go.
I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin.
I want to see what happens.
And then you step outside.
Oh.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it! What should we do now?
Where did everything go?
There goes the world.
Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Yeah, well, this is not going to end well.
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
And she is taken. By the eldritch amalgamation at the edge of the dimension. But you don't get a chance to make that jacket. Nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Oh, Fluffy, if you're not familiar, this is like our fourth or fifth, I don't know, I've lost count, run through. We're trying different things because everything somehow leads to this ending. One time I got eaten whole by her.
And is that a...
Somehow.
Why is it here? Why now?
Also, I have feathers. Yeah, we've been through this. Yeah, gonna be okay, trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
I'll see you on the other side. Gonna be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. Is that bad? That seems bad. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Withering is generally inadvisable.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Our third visit to the void between. I have no opinion one way or another. No, I'm not going to stick to the neutral thing. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer? I'll take a gay answer.
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
But what do you think of this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Okay. What happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
What do you want me to do next time? Or bring you?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and tells me new secrets.
All right, let's go over again.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods.
Yeah, in a path to the woods. Let us continue to the cabin. Once again. I'll take this. I'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faint. Her voice.
Yeah.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Don't let it fool you.
Hi, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Her voice is definitely different depending whether you take the knife or don't.
Great job.
A lot more
You gave away
commanding.
the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs, and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist,
Thanks for the
binding
follow,
her to
by
the
the way.
far
Welcome.
wall of the basement.
Hope you're having a lovely day.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Yep, first playthrough. I've never played this before.
Focus on the task at hand.
Well, fourth run through, but I started the game today, about 2 hours ago.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Drop it. Yeah, go on then.
The blade tumbles
I want to see where
out
this
from
goes.
trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
You see a cabin. Can you please say something different? The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggle. You know what? Old routine is fine. Right. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
I'm just gonna tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Actually, I've changed my mind, Stab. Alright, let's see what I can do.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
It's the same as last time, except she's just got the more commanding voice.
Someone else here?
Nah, there's no use, I know.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs.
But if I'm not allowed to
This would have
repeat
been
myself,
so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
then I might be forced to stab her after this.
Easier for whom? easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
How am I doing? I'm doing great. I'm about to cut a princess's arm off.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of body horror and things like that in this, Fluffy.
Your eye.
The content warnings are pinned if you want to look through those, but if you feel you can't watch this, that's okay. You look after yourself.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
The loss of the arm is a bit of a recurring theme so far.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
I might be
Wait,
forced
this
to
isn't
now.
fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Warn her is still there.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I can still resist. Maybe resisting with the commanding princess will lead to a different chapter 2.
The blade. Move the
Maybe
blade.
this one knows how to use a knife.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
All right.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh, this chapter's got some nasty bits in it, does it?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well, we'll see how I get on. But I will advise, if you're unsure, please check the content warnings. I wouldn't want you neglecting to do so and then regretting it afterward. Right. Yeah, what if I just leave?
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
I'm not allowed. Okay, to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Uh-huh.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
I can hear you when you say wink, skeptic.
Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
All right.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Is the mirror still fake?
You walk up to the wall next. What are you?
Yeah.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. But there was, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
I'm not going to take the knife.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade.
Oh.
We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon. Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner. Yes, I'm sure. Turns it against you? She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world. Okay. I'm trusting you.
But don't I get a say here? What's the big idea?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go. Wonderful.
All right.
You do exactly that, sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on.
Down we go again. Down a different
The door
basement.
to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps.
Don't mind me just
If
having
the
a cheeky
princess
sip.
lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first?
We're the second.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you.
He
The
is
heavy
super
collar around
chained
her
this
neck
time.
clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
Why do I feel this is going to end with a decapitation?
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
There aren't any chairs. Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where I was told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Yeah, what's the fourth chain for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Inspect the
I
shackle.
wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that?
Well, it'll be funny.
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Go on.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Excuse me?
Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well. Now we can have a chat.
So it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Look, I'm just exploring options and parallel realities. We're going to see everything eventually. Finally in a power balance.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Did you know that was going to happen?
No.
Fair. So what do you want to do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Okay. Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
All right.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for.
Oh, do you like
But
Naruto?
you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
What's your favourite Yu-Gi-Oh card?
This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
Tell the princess about Monster Hunter. Which one? You need to be specific with me here, because there's many generations of Monster Hunter, from the PS2 to modern consoles and PC. And each generation introduces different mechanics, which are often quite varied as they try different things from generation to generation. My favourite? Alright, so let's start talking about Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Am I a hammer? I'm not a hammer main. Depending on the game, and depending on, well, which generation the game is from, I tend to main different weapons. In World and Rise, I use every weapon. Like, I will just switch between weapons between each quest. In Gen Ultimate, I do tend to stick to the longsword, because Valor Longsword is so satisfying to me, because it has so many parries. You build up that Valor bar, you've got a frame 1 parry on your first Spirit Slash. Beautiful. Bow is also very good in Gen Ultimate. I just love Hunter art. That's the mechanic they introduced in Generations, with like the different hunting styles. I really hope Wilds does something similar, but judging from the demo, I don't think they're going that far. But I'm still excited for Wilds.
At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
your line of questioning is
My
interrupted by
hyperfixation.
the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
Well, just because I probably have over 10,000 hours total across the Monster Hunter series. Okay, maybe it's a bit of a hyperfixation at that point, but...
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
if time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get
How long
larger
are we waiting here?
and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
This isn't really small talk. I feel like this is an important
Still
topic to
rude.
discuss. Alright.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin
Yeah, it's
continues
kind
to
of falling
change.
apart.
The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't. Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly, there are no walls. And then,
I guess eventually the brick will come loose that's holding our chains in place and we can just leave,
And?
right?
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
I guess we are technically outside now, yeah.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh, right, this is, yeah, okay, the world's ending again. Alright, off you go again. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Well, we've been here before, I'm just going to approach it. What do I look like now?
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Hang on, you're still here.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back.
You're usually gone by now, voices.
Fear.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. What does that even mean? Am I a skeleton? Will I ever see my face? Back in the long quiet. Alright, let's get back up to her. I'm a fruit roll-up.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're
You want me to
supposed
kill her
be
again?
there.
I mean, I could.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
Trees, stars, and people, I think. Supposed to be people.
There's a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart. Do not mourn her.
Yeah, we've got
She
patience
is
and
exactly where
gentleness.
she needs to be.
That's good, right? How many more do you need? Wait. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does. He does. And I'm going to kill him.
If he drives you towards my destruction, then he is steeped in delusion, for he does not know me. Just as I hold compassion for you, and you hold compassion for me, you can hold compassion for those who have wronged you.
Do you know what we'll find out there? Woot gummy. Woot gummy. Woot gummy. God damn it. How many more do you need?
1.
Really?
Whatever you bring me next will be enough.
Oh.
And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Huh. Alright, let's finish this then. Send me
The
back.
next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
And, yep, there we go. No, not making me jump that time. Everything goes dark. And then you die.
You're on a path in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Let's just go. Do I want to take the blade again? Maybe just kill her again? You think I should kill her again? I mean, I've not killed her in a bit. Go on then.
You take the blade from the table.
Back down we go. They're just checking in. Beginning to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you. You got me. Silly me.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Are you sure you want me to kill her this time? If I can ask about the repetition. I don't have a choice there. You can see my choices. I either drop the blade or tighten my grip. You started me down this path, Dice. What do I do? Tighten my grip?
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking.
Valerie,
Are you
please.
scared of
Thank
me?
you.
Just have a sip
Because
of
you
water.
should be.
Stop slouching.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Are you sure she's not armed?
I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm not dropping it.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint while holding the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Squint harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Alright, I'm gonna go kill you.
You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck.
Oh.
Blood sprays from the cut.
She was
your
armed.
severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
Yeah, I'm gonna die of blood loss real soon. Try.
With the last bit of
There you
your
go.
will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
Got you.
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
Rumbling
path
again.
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
She's going to kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Oh, thank you.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Voice of the cheated.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
A very nasally little complainer.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this
Abby,
job.
you have a lovely
You'll do just
voice, and I
fine.
love listening to you. Okay. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We did exactly what you said. Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare, in which case I shouldn't be held accountable for what supposedly happened. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right.
Yay.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
Oh, this game is about constantly getting gaslit.
At least you know not to trust her.
That's
But
the whole
you
premise.
do realise that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else. She just caught us by surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Gaslighting simulator. You know, in the UK we call it petrol igniting. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
What, Fluffy? You think I'm petrol igniting you over the different terminology of gaslighting? That would be really meta and weird, wouldn't it? Why would I do something like that? Alright, let's just go.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Tinder striking. Ah, that must be another colloquialism.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we?
And that's
I say
Australian.
you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
No, that's diesel burning. Coal scorching.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay
Oh god, it's not even the
focused
first
and you'll
time
be
I've done
fine.
this bit. But it's funny every time.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards.
It's a saying, Lauren.
Their
It doesn't have to
splintered
make
edges
sense.
as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
But if the door's broken this time, what if we don't take the blade? How are you going to lock me in with a broken door? I'm just going to go in.
Are we really doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
Once again, I'd like to remind you that she's unarmed. But you're right, this would be a lot easier if you had the blade. I hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, the mirror just blipped out of existence.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood.
Oh, lovely.
And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
You're never happy with her living conditions, are you?
That's right. Scraping. I told you she has something. I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across
Watch
the
her
floor.
have a frickin'
I am
Zweihander.
begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
That is not a trustworthy voice.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the
Well, this
princess
is very
comes
different.
into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
If I took the knife, we could be in a very different situation altogether, because that feels like a turning point in every chapter. Trust her, nothing seems wrong. Oh, okay.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide
Look at
that
that
threatening
smile.
edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
I'd like to trust you, but you're being quite suspicious.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little Birdface thinks he's so serious
Birdface.
coming down here, but doesn't know anything. He doesn't even have a knife for stabbing. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who has the capacity to quickly arm himself? You do. So stop second-guessing yourself, go upstairs, take the blade, and do your job. But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Damn it, Fluffy.
Ooey, hero, come here and save me.
Yes, let's save her. Princess pulling out a big sword.
Get parried, bitch.
I don't have the key.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chain. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry, do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk, and maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way.
Yeah, if she just pulled out a little plate of, like, cheese, I'd be right over there.
No, I have my dignity. Fine, and will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this. I'm coming closer to free you. Don't do anything.
Of course I won't.
Against your better judgment, you walk across the room to within arm's reach of the princess. I don't like the way you said, within arm's reach. You hear the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat.
Oh no, who could have foreseen this happening?
Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers, at first. Then yours. Your neck, specifically.
She was so trustworthy.
Hehe.
You collapse to the ground, your vision swimming
She
as you
does have
attempt
a
to
giant
focus on
sword.
her bloody blade and the limp sack of flesh that was once her arm.
You're going to die now.
Okay.
And with a quick jerk of her elbow, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, but that was funny though. That was worth.
You're
Like,
on
we
a
all knew
path
that was
in
going to
the woods.
happen, but it
No,
was still
fuck
funny.
that. If we're going to have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting
All right.
mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
We got to the cabin.
I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Who cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is actually about having fun. Is this fun for you? It's not fun for me. I don't like being sliced to pieces. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
I've got many voices with
This
me
is
now.
our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right. That's too much responsibility. I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world. Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay,
All right.
sure. You take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. And then, we throw it out the window. What? That blade is the only edge we have. We are not. Too late, because we already did it, didn't we? Fortunately for the rest of you, and for me,
Oh,
and
my
for the
voices
sake
are
of the
fighting with
world,
each other.
Yes. That is horribly unfair. He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like that. You were the one who made us pick it up. See? You're not the only one who can figure out how to do things.
What's done is done. I suggest you make the best of it.
You're all so mad at each other. I'm just going to sit here quietly in the corner.
Oh.
You can be the ones to figure out what to do.
So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down
I've
there?
become Deadpool. No! I'm not making enough pop culture references to be Deadpool.
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
Approach the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it.
Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
I care what I look like. My only option anyway.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising. I can't say I was particularly invested in looking at it before, but now I really want to see what's in it. If it's so keen on hiding from us, whatever it has must be real good. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
I mean, how
You
bad
step
could this
forward,
one go?
but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Oh, we've not fallen down the stairs before.
As your body tumbles onto the basement landing, the form of the princess comes into view, Riley smiling at you from a distance.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny! That's a joke! I'm going to kill you now.
Yes, that was extremely silly of whoever did that. Probably a bad idea. That was you. I know, I'm just trying to add some levity to this. Well, since all of this was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that. I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window.
This is why we've already lost. Can't even stop bickering with ourselves. How are we supposed to beat her without a weapon? She's so sharp.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades,
Princess
glistening with her blood,
Scissorhands.
the empty flesh of her arms flopping at
Stabitha
her elbows
Blumbo.
like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Alright, I'm out of ideas.
Well, not really
What we
scissor
doing?
hands, are there? It's just sword hands. Or sword arms. She has sword for arms and we don't. Oh, I'm gonna try flirting with her. Oh, that's easy. I'm gonna try flirting with her.
Now that is an interesting move. Interesting? It's disgusting. No, don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her. Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster? Of course we do. I'm into it. The one making the decisions is into it. Are you not? I don't think so. I
Well,
don't know.
if she's gonna stab us anyway, we might as well confuse her first.
I could go either way, honestly.
She doesn't want us.
You're just saying that because you want her to be into you.
I know. I thought I was being obvious.
Give her the look. How about you buy me dinner before impaling me to death? Just feel like I really get you. I like you, romantically even. Maybe we can hash this out over a date?
A rosy blush flushes in the princess's cheeks, and a wide grin cuts across her face.
You're sweet. I like you too. You're probably my favorite person other than me.
Oh, be damned, this is actually going to work, isn't it?
Still gonna kill you though.
Oh.
Or not.
At least she likes us. I've never been liked before.
Blush still glowing in her cheeks, the princess closes the distance between you and skewers you. Ow. What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit?
Oh, hey, the
What
smitten.
matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? Nah, we'd know if we died. Right? You're on it. No, you're in it. Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? I don't actually know how to answer that question. I think he means how many times have we died? Yes, that. Oh, I've lost count, to be honest.
I haven't. It's 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances.
Am I gonna get another action
Okay.
or?
Whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
So I need to get all of my
We'll
selves
win her
together.
heart eventually.
Come on, show me something new.
We have cheated, broken, mitten, contrarian. Is that all of them? Do I need to do something else now? Yeah, I'm going to be flighty. I'm going to dodge. It doesn't work when she kills you again, and again, and again, and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
Just keep dodging, just keep dodging, just keep dodging.
Yeah, because that's the hunted.
She skewers you.
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you. More noise isn't helping, it's just making it harder to focus. Just panic! Flee! She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
I've not had those voices before.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. We don't even have a weapon. Yeah, some clod threw it out the window. Again, that was you. No, I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be stuck here forever, I wouldn't have done that. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
See? We lasted a little longer. Barely. Let's appeal to her better nature.
She's getting more blades.
Never tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. We're getting close to something. Can't you feel it? One last time. Fine. One last time. None of this is working. Think. Think. She skewers you. And then everything goes dark. And you die.
That went well. Oh god, we've gotten to 4 chapters.
You're on it. Don't lose your head. We're in a cabin.
We're still
Take it
going.
from here. No steel claw, though. Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke, universe. A sick, sick joke. If it's gone for good, then maybe we never actually needed it. That's what I've been telling you all. We can do this without it. we're tougher than steel. Yeah, mind over matter.
Who needs violence when you have...
Who needs love when you've mastered yourself?
Who needs anything when we don't matter?
Well, boys, are we ready? There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros.
Oh, I've gotten quite a
we
run here,
heroically
haven't I?
stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to see how this ends. Fine, make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you.
Are you just going to turn into
It's
a pile of
worth it, though.
swords?
Just you wait, and not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go, now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears.
Yeah, she's just entirely
Then
swords now.
Erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Hear me? No, you don't say hear me out about the living mass of swords. Oh, this is basically the Lady of Pain at this point, yeah. In a way. Just put a nice little mask on top.
Holy shit! She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
This is what you're meant to say, hear me out about. Okay. You're all a very kind of special, you know that. Wouldn't change any of you for the world.
Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful. How is she still alive?
Praying to the Lady of Pain? Oh, she does not like that. I feel like that's what gets you in this exact situation.
Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. I'd say we bow down to her right now if that had ever even slightly worked for us.
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
All right,
Oh god. Overload. Empty your mind.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Him too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act as the princess approaches, instead allowing her to crash against your form. And yet, there is seemingly nothing for her to crash against. Again and again she swings at you, but there never really was a you to swing at.
This worked before. I was able to make you dead before.
She swings again, and this time she hits something. Or something hits her. She looks down in confused terror as her arm bends and folds in upon itself.
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me, and I've done so much to you, and that's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too?
Achieved autonomous ultra instinct.
No, I'm the one who hurts you.
She hurls herself at you, but as she does, her metal body bends outward. The very contact with what you are, repelling her to the point of destruction. The din of shrieking metal subsides, and something small and delicate falls into your hand. It's her heart. It beats gently, calmly, in your palm. Oh. Okay. And then it was gone. Not another word is spoken. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so. Gaze into my reflection. Silence as you reach toward the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it.
Valerie, it's time to hydrate.
Stop slouching.
You are nothing at all. Thank you for the hydrate. Burb. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Spoke the raven. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Huh. So many questions. I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I?
You were either going to have seen all this, or you weren't going to have seen all this. This is worse, but you still have an opportunity to save the world. You can still slay her.
What are you?
I am an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Why do you want me to slay the princess? No. If you want me to slay her, I need to know what she actually is.
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. Like I said, this isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
I don't think I can do a Zoidberg voice. And if I attempted to, it would probably come off as incredibly offensive. Always with the slaying, this guy. Get better material. I'll just do it as me. Why would you want me to destroy the concept of transformation?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed.
Say it in Grab voice. Grab! Yeah? Can you come over here and say this for me, please?
Always with the slaying. This guy, get better material.
How was that? Thanks, Grab. Bit distant because of the way I got the mic set up now, but... What do I say now? I've only got so many things that I could ask. I don't want to waste my question. I've probably only got 1, 2, 3, 4 questions, maybe 5. Why couldn't she be a slut? How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept?
With some amount of difficulty. But you're an abstract concept yourself. It would have been preferable if you had destroyed her within the confines of the construct, but when I shaped the two of you, I made sure that you were strong enough to see things through.
If I destroy her, how is that existence any better than death? Or even different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse.
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
I mean, honestly, Elder Scrolls Oblivion is a pretty good game, ultimately. I mean, in my opinion, I know there's some people who aren't keen on Oblivion, but, you know, I think it's good. I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Okay, so either way, this is going to happen, so I might as well ask what I can. Called this place a construct. What's it supposed to do?
It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. And it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through. The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
What else could potentially teach me something new? If she's capable of becoming whatever people believe her to be, can't I just will her into something small?
As you are now, you won't be able to will her into anything. You don't work the way a living being does. Not anymore. And as you were before, you couldn't be trusted with the knowledge of what she is. No one could be trusted with that knowledge. Intrusive thoughts have a way of creeping in and ruining everything. It's why I had to die.
If you made me, what am I?
You're the Long Quiet. The god I made to rid the world of
I'm
death.
a god? I don't feel very powerful for a god. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all this.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god. and it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Yeah, you definitely look like a end boss of a big 50-hour JRPG right there.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
You know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's
I mean, that's the
woven into
parry
your
play
nature,
style.
isn't it?
You have to react to the action. That's how you parry.
When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Iggy.
Okay. Oh. Well, you've got two shifting mounds, all right. God damn it, Nessa. I still have many questions and I want answers before I make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Whoa.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead, all at once. You learn to put yourself away, and in your stillness you humbled me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
Appeal to shared humanity, reject her authority, argue your independence. You've done nothing but lecture me since the minute I got here.
What you mistake for lecture is merely observation. I only want to help you. You can vainly struggle against me, or you can follow the rhythm of our movement and find our freedom. To question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real.
Just going through all
By
my
believing in your limitations,
the iterations I went through.
Bound for eternity, you saw the need for impermanence, and it was through that need that you carved our freedom. Without impermanence, the suffering of living things is infinite. Would you strip my gifts away and leave everyone to suffer in the dark?
Stop the fight. This is a fight made in dialogue. You use all these pretentious metaphors and pretend you're making grand proclamations about who I am and who you are, but really you aren't saying much of anything.
If my words feel meaningless, it's because words are meaningless.
I reject your
It feels
authority.
as though I lecture you from above. It is merely because you have refused to climb after me and find where you belong. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever, consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
I guess I was right in that the world was built on belief. Which is why things worked out so well with the nice princess. I reject your reality and substitute my own. These are the same, but I feel like I just want to continue to reject her authority. Doesn't even matter what I say to you, because you're just going to keep telling me your perspective like it's some universal truth.
The only universal truth is that there are no universal truths. There is only you and me, existing in relation.
That in itself is a paradox, and you know it.
And I will not stop our dance until you understand.
A web of nerves, laid upon a web of nerves, laid upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to.
Is this the one where I was eaten?
You knew
Yeah.
me, and I knew you. Even more than either of us know each other now. And you chose to pull apart that weave. And when the tapestry was undone, you struck at my heart. You saw me as a part of you to be excised, but in the desire for excision, you made yourself whole. Will you still be whole if you destroy me?
I don't know where this is gonna go. Of course I will be, because I destroyed you then.
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you.
As the clash between you abates, the princess relaxes, smiling from a distance. The respite is welcome.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't.
The missile knows where it is, but...
There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
I was told there was enough of you in me to preserve meaning in existence. I'm going to trust that's true.
Then try to destroy me if you can. But I will not yield easily to your delusion.
You don't have to face her alone.
You have no idea how good it is to hear you.
It's good to be here. You'll never be able to strike a decisive blow from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then let's go. And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things? That'd be nice. A little comfort in an almost unfamiliar place.
Sure.
Oh, you made it here too?
Cementing those choices, I suppose.
We never really got to talk to her, did we? This one, I mean.
Is it just the three of us? Did anyone else make it?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
And I've been here since you left me here. No hard feelings, I'm just glad you're back to see this through.
I mean, I do like the contrarian. If the offer still stands, could you describe the cabin, for old time's sake?
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's not really a cabin, is it? It's that terrifying blend of everything. Only it doesn't feel so terrifying anymore. It's still shaped like a cabin, it's just different in places. There's still walls, a door to the basement, a table, that knife. Windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really included the windows in his cabin descriptions, did he?
No, he didn't.
He mentioned the windows when we broke them.
Yeah.
No mirror this time,
Good times.
either. I think it did whatever it needed to do. And I know I've already mentioned it, but if we want to see this through, we're going to need that blade.
Let's take the blade then.
That's probably for the best. It's always seems to give us more things we can do, right? So, you're not going to suggest we throw it out the window? No, we've been through too much for that. And he's gone, so there's no one left to mess with but ourselves.
Fair.
You've gotten serious. Besides, what's the third beat? It isn't funny if we toss it out the window twice. There's the guy I know.
Throw the blade out the window anyway. No, I'm not. I will...
Those winding stairs again.
Resist the
there's
urge
only
to
one way
grab.
forward. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Yeah, when I broke reality by refusing to do anything the narrator said.
Yeah, it was a real mess. Stopped being fun pretty quick.
It's okay. You can come down. The stairs won't bite. Not this time.
This time, yeah.
Let's talk one last time before you kill us, if that's still what you want to do.
She doesn't sound messy anymore, though. At least somebody here feels put together.
Then let's continue.
And forward we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting. That was easy compared to last time. Just stairs. No weird fuzzy stuff or nonsense trying to pull us apart. Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
Even after everything you've seen, and all the lives we've lived together, you still want to kill us. The Echo really got his hooks into you. Unless you have your own reasons for wanting us dead?
My own reasons. You know, it's just like my grandma always used to tell me. If you ever have a chance to kill a god, you kill that god.
So this is really it then? Let's see this through.
So, you've made a choice for all of us. Even through everything, through all the worlds we've seen and experienced, Through all the lives we've known and lost, we could never imagine a world without you and us. It doesn't feel possible. Despite it all, we've always loved you. We hope you don't regret what comes next.
You blink, and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small, melancholic weight that sits at the borders of your heart. Is that Tia or Tear? It's one of them. Let's go with Tia. No, let's go with Tear. The Tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carried a part of what should be you. Things won't be now as they were then. They aren't nothing, either.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
No, she's not.
Then we did what we set out to do. Come on, let's get going. We don't need to linger down here anymore.
Let's go.
That's right. We've got a whole world to see.
You leave the basement behind. Then the stairs. And then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here. Yeah, there's not a lot for us to do, is there?
The path and the woods outside are an empty canvas. There is even more to see beyond this place. The fruits of your labour, a world free from death. Set yourself free. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it. But it does not yield.
Come on now. It shouldn't be that hard to break out of here. We're some sort of god, aren't we? He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the unyielding tension gives way. And then the shattering. You are free, and before you lies the endless expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality. One forged by your will, and by a long and arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. But there will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
It's finally over, isn't it? But all of us are still here.
I knew we'd finally see it through. All it takes to be a winner is grit and determination.
Dude, you were here for like 3 lines. I don't think I really got a path where you got the shines, Mr. Stubborn.
We really did win, didn't we? We're the house now. We get to make the rules. This is nice. No more hunting, no more running. Just us and whatever's out there.
Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him?
The whispering and the coercion and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive has stopped. I could get used to this.
That wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now.
Yeah, pecking, because we're a big bird. Some kind of cosmic elder god bird.
I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable.
Oh, we'll find you someone new, Smitten, don't worry.
Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it.
Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better.
Hear, hear, to our vanquished foe.
Welcome back, everyone. It's great to see you all again. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem. We could do that.
Yeah, we have forever. We can make so many video games.
Yeah.
Learn so many skills. Learn all the skills. Do everything. Forever. The voices in my head. Thank you, Jonathan Sims. Oh, I mean, I have forever to invent everything. I'm sure I'll manage. Forever? Well, time to spend eternity jorking it. God damn it, Panda. So we got a true ending then. Not sure if it's the true ending, or how many endings there even are. There's probably many routes I did not get to see. Actually, I could check the achievement list. Get a rough idea. I have 22 achievements out of 131. Oh my god, this game has so many permutations. Wow. Everyone who supported us, including you! Yay! Here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. The order of songs as I encountered them. Now that you've finished the full story for the first time, you've unlocked the gallery. And it's full of clues to find the undiscovered vassals and interactions, so you can find all the other scenes easier. That's nice, I like that. Okay. Let's have a look through the achievements, actually. So, our song, finish the game. In brackets, the good ending doesn't count. A new and unending dawn, slay the princess. We did it. We definitely slayed her. Denial. There are no endings, only new beginnings. Your obedient servant, the frog. A monolith of fear. Hitchhiker. There are so many different paths, oh my gosh. Okay, there is an achievement labeled Kiss Her. The good ending is when you just walk in and don't let yourself be bothered by anything and just immediately stab her. Which is what I did. And the good ending is the ending I got first. And it just ends with like a child's drawing, like on the screen saying congratulations, and it's just clapping. It's very silly. The passenger. Coldly rational. Execute a prisoner. Free someone who doesn't want to be free. Fool a predator by faking your own death. The opossum achievement. Oh my gosh. There's so much. Plus 41 other hidden achievements. So yeah, I've barely scratched the surface of this game. I'm probably going to play it a bit more in my own time, but I feel like I'd be doing it a disservice to show everything on stream, so I'm not going to. I'm considering this done as far as stream content goes, so this is a true one-parter. I am going to link the game into the stream chat, and if I remember, I'll put it in the YouTube description too. Copy that into there. You can wishlist it if you want to wait for it to go on sale, otherwise it is currently available for £15 or $14.99 or your regional equivalent. And yeah, beautiful game. Like I've barely seen 10% of it. 30 minutes of Balatro to wrap up. Really? You want me to do Balatro? Well, that is going to be the end of the VOD. So if you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. All the links and such are in the description beneath the video. And hopefully, if I've remembered, a link to the Steam page. I mean, it's not hard to find. Play the Princess, the Pristine Cut, altogether is a pretty easy to search title. But thank you for watching.